It is a good day to be a New World Aeternum player, and that's because the devs finally dropped a huge roadmap including tons and tons of upcoming changes to New World Aeternum. In today's video, I'm just going to be highlighting the most important ones. In case you want to just take a closer look at everything they shared, the link to the original video is in the description. Be sure to check it out. But again, I did want to post something just to give you guys my thoughts on some of the upcoming changes, as well as some of the things that you can expect. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into these amazing changes coming to New World Aeternum. This video will be pretty text heavy. I'm just going to be highlighting some of the dev updates that they just launched, including this living roadmap. Again, I'm going to be covering what I believe are some of the most important things. There is a ton of content here. I'm not going to be posting a 2-hour YouTube video, okay? So I'm going to be going pretty quickly with some of these high-level updates. I'll share the link to this actual article in the pinned post below too. So if you want to take a deeper dive, go ahead and click that and take a closer look. So again, this is the living roadmap. We have next season. These are locked in. These are coming soon. We can expect these coming to the game within the next 2 or 3 months. In development, these things are also locked in and being worked on. There's a high chance that everything here will make the game. There might be some small tweaks before it actually is live, but again, this stuff is coming. In exploration, these are the kind of the high-level conversations it seems like that the dev team is having. For example, zone up levels, they've already done that a handful of times. In the video, they actually mentioned Reekwater being revamped quite a bit too. So I'm sure we can expect things like that coming forward, as well as a lot of these other changes. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the specifics. And again, if you agree or disagree with anything I say here, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because again, this is really focused on a community discussion and sharing our thoughts on a lot of these changes coming. First things first, they are introducing seasonal worlds. So essentially, these are dynamic, limited time servers designed to deliver unique gameplay experiences. So they made a mention, because of course my first thought was, no way, and I'm grinding yet again another character up to level 65. They had a few mentions of like, don't worry, the grind's not going to be too intense for these types of servers. So I'm interested to learn more about what they mean by this. And for example, there's unique twists to these worlds. And the first one is actually a PvP focused world that they mention, which means you do not have the ability to toggle on and off PvP mode. You are 100% flagged, which is great. I know a lot of people have been looking for something like this. And there's also special loot that drops if you actually kill another player, including unique items. You'll also, I believe, lose items that you have equipped. And you can also break items, I guess, if the durability gets too low as well. So there are some insane changes coming to this. Again, we will learn a little bit more about this as time goes on. What I really want to learn about is, you know, once the end of that season happens, is everything just deleted? Do I gain something from it? Are you giving me a title? Just learning a little bit more about what that grind is going to be worth. If it's really just jump in and have fun, I get it. I just probably won't invest as much time and effort into that if I know it's just disappearing and I'm not getting anything out of it. But again, maybe you guys think differently. I know there's a lot of war loggers out there, so maybe this is something that they'll enjoy doing season by season, but I guess we'll see and time will tell. Next up, if you are a PC player, this is huge news. I know we've been asking for a new Outpost Rush map basically since Outpost Rush was added into the game, and it finally is coming. We don't really have a close look at what this will actually look like, but there will be a preview of it for a weekend during Season 7. So it sounds like it's not going to be fully implemented yet. You can see even on the roadmap it says new OPR map preview, but regardless, we know that the OPR map is coming, which that alone is great news, so I'm excited to see that coming. There's going to be some new updates to Mutations. This is huge too and definitely needed. I have not done an M3 yet, honestly, on the fresh starts because I really don't think it's worth it. You cannot gain 725 gear score items Ultimately today it's really just to get some dark matter and maybe sell a few high-level gear score items up to 700. But again, as players progress in the game, they're going to need those types of items less and less. So it sounds like that they are doing some much needed changes there to make it actually worth grinding these out. So I'm glad to see that. Not really jumping into this, but it sounds like they're adding 3 new daily soul trials. I do think they need to work on the rewards for these because it really is pretty limited. But again, we'll see what happens when that actually comes. Some combat changes. They did mention in the video that they're actually going to be reversing the nerfs that they had to Blunderbuss and just adjusting some of the targeting regarding that weapon. So we'll see. It's definitely going to be something to take a closer look at. If you are a Blunderbuss enjoyer, then this is good news for you. Keep playing it, get used to it, and then let me know how you feel about it with the changes that come in Season 7. Okay, new artifacts and perks. So this is also a huge thing. There's going to be 8 new artifacts coming to the game. It sounds like one of them will definitely be a Ice Gauntlet too. Which includes a special twist to the Entomb ability that increases overall regeneration. So that'll be interesting. Every time there's new artifacts, the meta does tend to shift a little bit. So it will be interesting to see if any of these are game breaking or not. Personally, I'm excited to see if there's any more Bruiser related artifacts coming to the game, because currently the Warhammer and Great Axe offerings that we have is pretty limited. And also they're not that great, so we'll see. It sounds like there's also going to be one piece of jewelry being an earring, so it'll be interesting to see if that earring is going to be something that will just change up the overall PvP meta into the game, but we'll see. And then last but not least, they just made a quick mention of seasonal events. There's going to be a handful of other things here, like Legacy of Crassus and Rabbit's Revenge. If you are on console, this is going to be brand new to you. If you're on PC, honestly, chances are pretty high that it's going to be basically the same thing you've done in the past, but with better rewards. There is a mention that you'll be able to receive enhanced rewards beyond level 700. So that's good news if you guys cannot reach 725 gear score items from like Hive of Gorgons and things like that, because it looks like there's going to be alternative routes to get that kind of stuff. Again, we don't know if it's going to be 725, maybe it's like 710 or something like that. I would not be surprised if they did that, but again, more details are coming soon. Last but not least, there are a few items on this roadmap which I'm extremely excited about. Again, let me know your thoughts about this, but more specifically, these new PvP modes. So in the video, they mentioned 2 new PvP modes that will be coming to the game. One of them is Battle Royale, which will be insane, honestly. I'm not sure how they're going to set that up, because I can see heavy paladins and healers being a bit unique in those game modes. But again, time will tell on how that's going to be happening. And then the second PvP mode is Capture the Flag, which sounds like a lot of fun. I expect a lot of ranged players and light equip loads in that game mode. I'm excited for those personally. It's going to be super interesting. The other item I wanted to call out on this list is Pickup Wars, which is huge. Wars are essentially the end game PvP content. Everyone basically plays this game to eventually get to the war scene, and it's very, very political and honestly pretty difficult for an average player to actually be frequently chosen for wars. Pickup wars allow all players to be able to actually experience these wars, which is great. You can practice them, you can actually enhance your abilities and just communication with your team whenever you want. It sounds like, based on the information we have, you'll be able to set up basically a pretend war against other companies where you can do 50 versus 50, just like a real war. It's just not for a specific territory. But again, this is a huge win for the New World scene and community, so I'm excited to get a little bit more people to actually experience wars, because they really are a lot of fun. In exploration, all of these things seem super interesting, but it's so far ahead that it's hard to really talk about it. One thing I will call out is new weapons. I will not be surprised if daggers come to the game soon. There were also a lot of rumors that a crossbow will come, but again, time will tell. Let me know below if there's a specific weapon that you'd love to be added to the game. and maybe we can kind of just keep pushing it towards the devs to see if it actually could get implemented. But yeah, that really covers it. Again, huge win for the New World community. I'm glad that they finally dropped this huge update. Let me know if you guys are excited about these, or if you think something is missing on this roadmap. Again, the developers have been listening to the community more and more, so if you think there's something that should be added to this roadmap, let me know in the comments, and maybe all of us as a group can gather these ideas and push them back over to the devs to make this New World Aeternum game really the best game out there. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and also consider subscribing, because there's going to be a lot more New World Aeternum content covering all of these items and more coming soon. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.